In the post-apocalyptic world, Arlen is tossed to a wasteland beyond the US border. It's a desert with little shelter from the sun. She is provided a bag, a basketball hat, a burger, and a can of water as the last favor from the government. She has to reach the Comfort, a town where she can seek refuge. On the way, she finds an abandoned car and decides to get in for a rest. Realizing strange people approach, she runs as fast as she can. Unfortunately, a strong man hunts her down just after. Waking up from the blackout, Arlen finds herself being chained. A woman appears and injects her with some desensitizer. Just then, she cuts Arlen's arm and leg with a handsaw. Arlen cries out in pain and passes out again. And it turns out Arlen is captured by a cannibal tribe called the Bridge. They make a living from the leftovers left in the junkyards and hunt humans for food. To survive in the harsh desert, women and men have to be strong and well-built. Their leader is Miami Man. At night, Arlen gains awareness and realizes her limbs are gone. She then thinks of a plan to escape from the hunters. The next morning, the chef woman sees Arlen in her own waste. She is then unchained for cleaning up. While the woman doesn't notice, Arlen kills her with an iron bar. Next, she crawls away and finds a skateboard. She eventually escapes and makes her way to the Comfort as planned. As she encounters heatstroke, a mute man rescues and later brings her right to the Comfort. Strange enough, the man just leaves when Arlen is surrounded by people from the town. 5 months later, Arlen starts to get used to her life in Comfort. She is given a prosthetic leg and a house. Arlen still fantasizes about her body with a normal arm. She decides to take revenge on those who cut her arm and leg. Arlen walks out of the Comfort with a pistol. Meanwhile, Miami Man's wife and daughter are on their way to seek for food and necessity as usual. The wife accidentally cuts her leg in the landfill. Arlen realizes that the two are from the cannibal Bridge. She then accuses the woman for her loss and bloody shoots her in the head. The little girl shakes her mother, but she's dead. Later, the mute man notices that Arlen is on her way back to the Comfort, followed by the little girl. As feeling sorry, Arlen then buys the girl a pet rabbit. The girl doesn't want to talk to Arlen, but she attacks to the bunny. Elsewhere, Miami Man begins looking for his wife and daughter around the desert. He finds his wife's corpse at a party for the crows. Miami Man then sees the mute man and asks him for information. The man requires Miami Man to draw him a portrait in exchange for his daughter's location. Pleased with the result, the mute man then writes Miami Man to find his girl in Comfort. At night, the girl follows Arlen to hang out around the town. Although born and raised in the cannibal tribe, the girl gets scared seeing a bunny get killed for food. Tonight, the folks are gathering to see the Dream, the Comfort's leader. The Dream holds a party with DJ Jimmy and bright neon lights against the desert sky. He gives his residents hallucinatory drugs to enter their own dreams and forget about their struggling lives. As the bunny runs away, the little girl chases after and sees the Dream. He takes her inside with one of his pregnant wives. In hallucination, Arlen knows that she has lost the girl, but her body can't follow her logical thinking. She wonders the value of living in Comfort while wandering to look for the girl. Arlen then leaves Comfort alone in the night. While getting high and enjoying the starry sky, Arlen runs into Miami Man, who is looking for his missing daughter. She doesn't know why there is a big man standing in front of her. Arlen just rests her head on his chest after that. The following morning, Arlen wakes up and her artificial leg is missing. Miami Man didn't kill her last night for food as usual because he knows Arlen is from the Comfort. He confronts her about his missing girl while threatening to destroy her leg. Realizing the danger from the cannibal Bridge, Arlen lies that she can help Miami Man to find his daughter in Comfort. Miami threatens Arlen that if she can't find her, he'll kill her at all cost. While the two are returning to the Comfort, a man riding a bike approaches. He wants to trade gasoline for flesh, which is a leg from Arlen. Miami Man accepts right away. Arlen is then carried away on the man's shoulder. Just then, Miami Man turns his back and attacks the man with his knife. He chops one arm, saving for food. Miami Man steals the man's scooter and drives off with Arlen. On the way, the two stop by a bush so Arlen can go to the toilet. There is suddenly a windstorm raging on. Miami Man covers Arlen with a piece of cloth. This time, something sparks between them, but they never say it out loud. At night, Miami Man grills the arm for dinner. Arlen asks why he ended up being exiled. Miami Man reveals that he is a Cuban and immigrated to the US illegally. He even draws Cuba's location to show Arlen. She gets closer and shows him some of her tattoos. She suddenly steals a knife from Miami and points at him for defense. Miami Man challenges her to stab him in the stomach, but Arlen seems reluctant. All of a sudden, he gets shot from nowhere in the chest right after that. A man appears and points the gun at Miami Man. He urges Arlen to follow and assures that she'll be safe with him. It turns out he's from the Comfort. Arlen returns home that night. Strangely, she doesn't feel all right about being rescued. The following day, she becomes deep in thoughts about Miami Man. She decides to step out of Comfort and looks for him. Arriving at the fire last night, she only sees his blood on the ground and his drawing. Notebook left. Elsewhere, the mute man sees some crows landing. He then finds Miami Man lying on the ground. Luckily, he is still alive. The mute man traps a crow with his shirt. At night, he uses the crow for food and nurses Miami Man. The wounded man finds the animal meat tasteless, but he still takes it from the mute man. Meanwhile, Arlen flips over the drawing notes and decides to help Miami Man to find his daughter. After a long day, Arlen comes across the girl following the Dream's wives. It turns out the girl is living with the Dream in his palace. During this time, Miami Man is fully recovered. He receives the knife from the mute man and continues searching for his young girl. Before leaving, the mute man gives him a snow globe and trades it with Miami's hunt knife. Back to Comfort, Arlen decides to show up at the Dream's door. Entering his palace, she finds many young pregnant women making some drugs and marijuana. The Dream arrives and lets her know that the Comfort's economy runs on these drugs. The man then invites Arlen a drink, but she just holds it for politeness, knowing that the drink is drugged while talking. The Dream knows that Arlen doesn't like to live in Comfort for the past months. He states that if it is not Comfort, Arlen will be eaten out there in the desert. Arlen says that she wants to be one of his ladies, attempting to get closer to him. As expected, the Dream orders a woman to prepare a room for Arlen. Later, a young pregnant woman takes care of Arlen. In the toilet, Arlen draws a pistol that she hid under the prosthetic leg before. She points the gun at the woman and uses her as a hostage. Eventually, the Dream has to release Miami's daughter for the safety of his wife. Arlen drives off with the little girl and her bunny. The Dream and the residents do not accept her in Comfort anymore. Arlen is fine with it as she has been longing to leave Comfort. She thinks it is just not right to live in lies and drugs. She understands that the outside world is dangerous, but she rather fends for herself. On the way, Arlen sees a vehicle coming. This time, she doesn't run away. She holds the pistol and gets ready to fight for whoever it is. It turns out to be Miami Man. The daughter and father reunite after days apart. Miami tells Arlen to leave and he won't hurt her as promised. Arlen says that she would never go back to Comfort and wants to stay with him in the desert. Miami tries to dissuade her, believing that she will not survive in the harsh desert. Arlen just holds his hand, attempting to be with him. The daughter asks for spaghetti as she is already used to the food in the mansion. Miami Man takes her pet rabbit as food, and the three of them rest by the fire, eating it. Miami Man and Arlen look each other in the eye and smile. Thanks for watching.